I don't believe in players derailing stories, because even a bad GM knows that when the chips are down, they have final say. Yes, you want your players to have autonomy and to run through your story and to enjoy the world, but if the players do something so far outside of what you expected them to do, just move everything. Like, if you're in a dungeon and they decide to go left instead of straight forward, screw it. Put a bigger, meaner thing in front of them, and then the loot that they were after is behind the bigger, meaner thing. Yes, they went the wrong way. Yes, you're punishing them for going the way you didn't want them to go, but there is the loot. It doesn't matter. This is all make-believe. You can change things on the fly. There's nothing wrong with that. That said, I do believe that some players get pretty damn close, and when my half-orc thief, being played by my old friend Chris over at Max Mechas, link in the description below, basically avoided every plot... Well, actually, no, he didn't avoid every plot hook. He followed the main plot hook, which was get to Torgaval, main story. He joins a travel caravan, going through the fields to try and get there, and while he's on this caravan, I give him an opportunity to do some thievery, and he doesn't take it necessarily. He doesn't take it right there and then. He's very clever about it. But I had this NPC I planned to assign him to help him get through, because thieves, they're a bit on the squishier side. He does not connect to this NPC. He does not work with this NPC. He avoids this NPC like the plague, and that is fine by me. I was a bit surprised, but I can cope with it. It was only a bit later when he turned the thief in, that's when I got surprised. So I had to adjust a lot of my notes. He still was able to do some of his pickpocketing, and I adjusted the story so that he used the guards going after this thief Rupert as a way of stealing things I'd dotted around the place. Now, obviously, because he didn't do what I expected to do, he lost out on a few pieces of loot that I was planning to give him. But he managed to get some of it. And that's the thing. By not following the story, he doesn't quite get everything, but he does get other stuff. And he got a few different things that I hadn't planned originally. So, middle of the night, Rupert's missing because the guards are after him. Null attack. During the null attack, Rupert wakes up Chris's character and tells him to get the hell out of here. He tells a load of other people as well and disappears. Chris's thief listens to him. He runs. But as he's running, he says, can I try and steal something on my way out? I give him a random roll across any of the loot he's not had yet, and he gets himself a devil mask. A mask that will hide his identity and give him a bonus to intimidation. As a half-orc and a thief, that's quite a thing. He puts this on and goes, I'm running back in. What? He runs back in. He is dodging arrows from gnolls and is doing well. And he grabs this lockbox from the first day and pegs it. Dex saving throw, he falls down a hole. My story is still on track. There is Rupert. There is Chris's character. They're now in a dungeon. They share the loot. Chris's whole thing there was that 2 thieves are too many. And that's fair enough. As a thief character, that makes a lot of sense. You're a solo op. So him and Rupert do make their way through this dungeon, and at one point they come across a gnoll and some goblins playing cards. And as a half-orc, Chris's character knew a bit of goblin, and goblins, as a rule, know orc. So he stopped the combat before it. I basically said, roll for initiative. Wait! I want to see if I can talk to them. They were playing dice, right? Well, I found these loaded dice. I want to see if I can gamble for my life. Do it. And he did. He found some loaded dice. They were all 7s every time. They play craps. He wins. Obviously, loaded dice. And as a prize, they give him this blowgun that I'd had set aside for him. I don't give him the ammo for it, just the blowgun, because I love this idea that goblins love to gamble, and if they do gamble, they give a reward. Just that simple, really. It's a fair game. It's a fair game. That I should not have actually made that set thing. That'll be point in coming episode. Oh god. But they get through, and as they get through, they come to the exit, and there, standing there, is my BBEG, who no one has met yet. Tall, slender, mage-looking guy, wearing a black robe, and he is on his own. They try and approach, make too much noise. He informs them that he's promised his pet that it would have a meal, and the goblins and gnolls are off the menu. So down from the ceiling drops this dragon. Now, a dragon is not the same as a dragon. A dragon was I don't think they've been in D&D since 3E, but it's sort of a draconic lion creature, sort of a perfect chimera or a manticore. Going with Full Metal Alchemist rules, where it's like this is the thing. Strong, flies, intelligent. Chris, in a moment of brilliance, because I'd planned out this whole fight where Rupert would give his life to save Chris's character, and there'd be a heartfelt moment, and Chris would get a house in the town and have a reason to stay. He turns to the big bad evil guy and goes, "How much meat do you need?" It's like, "What?" Stabs Rupert. Stabs him. Stabs an old man. Goes, "Is that enough?" "Yeah, the door's over there." And he walks out. He leaves. That's it. Done. That was the thing that shocked me the most, but you know what? It worked, and I've now got more story to abuse. So thank you, Chris. Not only have you made it so that my story got slightly derailed, but still kept going, you've now given me a lot more places to really mess with you guys, and I look forward to that coming out. Okay, next video, Bard and the Thief. Road to El Dorado.